Welcome back to Political Singularity. Today we're going to be talking about GameStop. What is going on with GameStop? So to give a little bit of a backstory, GameStop has been going through a transitionary time. Retail is dying because of the coronavirus pandemic, and they just hired on a new CEO that is trying to transition them to a fully e-commerce business. Around the same time, a hedge fund named Melvin Capital wanted to short GameStop. They thought that GameStop is dying like other retail businesses and that they could make good money shorting the stock. They don't see a future for GameStop. So, all that is fine. Shorts happen every day. Shorting is vital to a healthy market because sometimes stocks get overvalued because of hype, and you need rational value investors to make educated guesses about a stock. So all of is going fine until Wall Street Bets finds out. So for those of you who do not know, Wall Street Bets is a subreddit on reddit.com, and they discuss picking stocks. I'll just be blunt. It is not a place to go for sound financial advice. It is a place to go for risky trades, people YOLOing on Tesla, just insane moves, option calls where the premium is thousands of dollars, and something that comes up all the time on Wall Street Bets is people post huge losses. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, man, you lost 20,000, you're so cool. And everyone upvotes it and they laugh about it. That's what Wall Street Bets is, or was. Until they found out about this Melvin Capital situation. And it just so happened that GameStop was the perfect stock to do a liquidity squeeze on Melvin, a short squeeze. So, to give just a little bit of background, when you decide to short a stock, what you are technically doing is buying stock at the current price, or borrowing stock at the current price, selling it, and then planning to rebuy it later on once the price drops, and that spread would be your profit. That's essentially what a short is. There's other ways to short a stock involving put options, which are a better option. But so Melvin Capital decided to short GameStop. They also bought some puts, and Wall Street Bets heard about it. There's a post which I'll flash up right here or later on in the video about the introductory post, and it says, yeah, hey, Melvin Capital, and it describes what they're doing and why they're doing this. And Wall Street Bets found out, because there's smart people on there, they found out that they could squeeze Melvin. So whenever you buy a bunch of stock to short, Melvin Capital has 500 million, 1 billion, they have huge money. When you buy that amount of stock to short, you pretty much buy 70%, 50-70% of the total outstanding shares. So Melvin essentially bought all the GameStop stock to then sell it short and try to make money when the stock goes down. So Wall Street Bets went on a buying spree. They just promoted buying the hell out of it. And they pumped GameStop from $38 to $220 in less than a week. That's insane. Today is January 26th, 2021. GameStop opened at $88 and it closed at about $220 after hours. That's insane. It's been on an insane bull run for the past 3 days because Wall Street Bets every single post on that subreddit. Buy GameStop. They're joking. They're talking about banging Melvin Capital's CEO's wife. They're gonna find his wife and seduce her, and they joke that they're gonna get a divorce, and it's a tirade. Everyone's drunk on the party juice. It's kind of hilarious to watch. I've gotten a lot of chuckles out of it. However, I don't have any of my money in it. A lot of people on Wall Street Bets are putting in anywhere from $5 to $500 just in GameStop to pump it up to punish Melvin for trying to short GameStop. They see it, they see it as a threat to the existence of GameStop, and they think that it can make them go into bankruptcy, which I don't agree with, actually. I don't think Melvin could have forced them into bankruptcy. The unfortunate reality that a lot of people on Wall Street Bets don't fully grasp, because most of them lose money, is that even if you push a stock price down, that's just equity price. I mean, you still have business dynamics of profit and, sales, and, you have, the stock price in a lot of ways is irrelevant to the profitability of a company. The stock price usually comes from the profitability of a company. But if the stock price goes down, that doesn't mean a company becomes less profitable. So, for whatever reason, misguided or not, Wall Street Bets has been pumping the hell out of GameStop. So, that's what's been going on. As of right now, there is no resolution yet. However, I think it will fall. I think it will come to an end within the next week. I think it will be done by the first week of February, when that week ends. So second week of February, I think it will be done. The 10th or so. If you own any GameStop right now, please sell. Sell. You are in an interesting spot. I've been in this spot before with Bitcoin. I rode a few Bitcoin waves and then sold at or near the top and then would buy again on a dip. So I've seen what a frenzy looks like. I've studied the 2008 bubble. I've studied the 2000 bubble. I've studied stocks like Tesla and why they shoot up from 100 when people thought it was overvalued to now over 850. I've studied all those dynamics, and a lot of it comes down to just buyer psychology to a certain extent. And GameStop, the company didn't stop losing money. It didn't become a different company. There's a short squeeze because of a major Wall Street hedge fund doing a short sell. There's a major liquidity issue, and because of that lack of liquidity, you can prop up the stock price and make it skyrocket. And that's what's happened. Wall Street Bets, I salute you. It's funny. I think it's really funny. I get a good laugh out of it. But ultimately, don't be the person holding the bag when this thing crashes. I don't own any GameStop. I wouldn't go at it with a 50-foot pole. I wouldn't buy it at $25 a share, let alone $225. It's not a company that I would invest in at all. However, if you bought GameStop and you're involved in this pump scheme, please just sell. Don't get caught holding the bag. GameStop is $220 now. If you have fear of missing out, you've already missed out. Don't think, okay, I'm going to buy for $220 and sell at $300, like a lot of people are saying. There's a report on Wall Street Bets, a post, someone sold their 401k. They liquidated a 401k and put it all into GameStop. Now, I hope they're joking. But I'm not sure. There's another guy on there that had $2.4 million in profits from GameStop, and it's probably up to 3.5 million now because that was a few hours ago. Please sell. I beg you. You can take some profit off of this funny situation. Don't be left holding the bag when the party dries up and everyone sobers up. I urge you to sell, and yes, that's it. So that's a history of GameStop. That's a history of the short squeeze. Let me know if you like these financial videos. They're tied into politics. A lot of politics, especially tax policy, comes from a misunderstanding of, I guess, financial dynamics, how the financial system works, how people make money, why we tax capital gains and investments less than ordinary income. But the hint is that we want to encourage investment. That's why we tax it lower. And so, yeah, I'm going to start doing more finance related videos that are related to politics. So, yeah, very interesting. We will see what happens. It's possible Wall Street Bets might get shut down by the SEC for market manipulation. You could argue that they are, and then you could also argue that they're not. I personally think it's defended under the First Amendment of the Constitution, and they can't do anything. But at the same time, you know, I do worry about increasing authoritarianism in the U.S., and so it's not out of line that, especially if Trump was still in office, I would not be out of line to think that the SEC under Trump might try to shut down Wall Street Bets, the subreddit. Now that Biden is in charge, we'll see what happens. But I personally think the SEC is just watching and to see what happens. But I do predict Melvin Capital will go bankrupt within a week if this continues. And they can only get the lifeboat extended to them for so long. If you are a hedge fund, because I used to work in finance, if you are a hedge fund, should you short GameStop now at 220? That's a great question. The obvious answer is probably, but I personally don't short ever for this exact reason. I'll buy a put because, you know, you pay the premium and worst case scenario, you just lose a few $100s in premium. The problem with shorting stock is that you can get margin called, which is what is happening to Melvin. They shorted a stock at $38, and not only did the stock go up, it went up 7 times. That is a horror story. This is why I never short stock. Any hedge funds or finance people or just regular retail investors who are considering shorting now at 220, I mean, it's a much better idea than shorting at 38 like Melvin did, and then I believe they doubled down at 75 and then maybe again at 150. But, you know, ultimately, I believe Melvin, if they can, they're going to continue to double down and buy shorts at 220 and just ride it all the way back down, and they're just trying to survive right now. For someone like you could do it. It is risky though, because Wall Street Bets to a certain extent is unpredictable. It's not unheard of that this stock could go up to 300. You know, I don't know what the final price will be. I had the chance to buy it this morning at 88, and I said hell no. And I could have bought it at 88. So I don't recommend buying it. I just recommend staying away from it. Stay away from it. If you're a retail investor, throw 50% of your money, dollar cost average, into the S&P 500, like what Warren Buffett says. VOO, Vanguard, VOO. You know, that's a good one. SPY is a good one as well. A little bit higher fees, but same stuff, pretty much. I would do that. So, if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you.